So good morning, it's Patsy. I'm here outside the van today because it is gorgeous weather out here today. It's only what, 9:45 in the morning and it's already really hot. So I thought, well, I'm not staying in the caravan, I'll come outside and do this one. So you'll have to excuse the sunglasses. As I said previously, I have to wear sunglasses outside. These aren't quite strong enough. I'm going to go to either the opticians or the Royal National Institution of the Blind to get a good pair that will block out all the sunlight, because these still irritate me, even though they are quite good. They are polarized, but they still let a little bit of light in. So I need to get a good pair, but they're just going to be so expensive. And I had to pay this week already £100 for a new pair of glasses for reading in the computer. So it's sort of like, oh, it'll have to wait for another week or two. But yeah, so my June catch up, this is what I've come on to do. I've come on to do a sort of like catch up of the month of June and moving into July. Today is the 29th of June, and it's gone so quick this last few months. I think because of the eye problems and what have you, it's sort of really gone really quick. I can't believe we're halfway through the year. And I'm just watching my dog, because there's some dogs just gone walking by, and one of my dogs is on the balcony and I'm waiting for her to start barking, but no, she's just watching. She's just watching, but she's got such a loud bark when she does start barking. She's a Labrador, so when she does start, she knows she's barking. But anyway, so June for me, well, I had a few new decks, quite a few new decks, nothing new there. I've really enjoyed with working with the ones that I do mention. I have got walkthroughs of. I have been working with the Triple Goddess Tarot. I've really loved working with that. I've really enjoyed that, and that's one that I'm going to continue working with, because I do like that. The other one I got was the Arcanum, and surprisingly I really liked that. It's not my usual style, but I've loved it, and I've been working with that quite a lot as well, and I've really enjoyed that. So them two decks have been really the ones that I've used this month, and I've really enjoyed working with them. I also got the Crow Tarot, which I do love, but I think because of how I read the tarot and the decks that I'm normally drawn to with people in, I kind of do a lot of my reading is on the expressions of people, the way they are in the actual images, what they're looking towards, where they're coming from, that kind of thing. You can't kind of get that from the Crow Tarot because it's all birds, obviously. So I don't use that for bigger spreads. I've just been sticking to 3 cards for myself from a daily pull to kind of get used to it. But it's not one that I don't think I'll be using on a regular basis for big spreads or people, to do readings for people, because I do need that interaction with the images on the card for me to do a full reading how I read anyway. I've also brought with me back to the caravan my Joie de Vivre, because I've really missed that since I've been down here, because I've been down here the whole month of June, and I intend on staying here the whole month of July and August too. So I picked up the Joie de Vivre, and it was like having an old friend back. It was lovely. So I've been having fun getting that, but getting to know that again, because it's been a couple of months. But isn't it strange how we get ourselves connected to these cards? And like I said, it was like when it got here, it was straight away I was sort of reading with them, and it was like an old friend had come to visit. So that was lovely. I've had some new Oracle decks too that I've been working with, namely the 2 that I've used are the ones that I showed recently, which was by Tony Carmine Salerno, the Universal Wisdom, and the other one, what was it, the Wisdom of the Golden Path. Them have been really good to work with. I'm really enjoying working with those. It helps that I love the artwork. The last few days I've actually used the Golden Path to do my daily draw oracle, and they've been bang on. Yesterday I was given, my daily card was forgiveness, and that was the day I'd done the video on the apology that Rebecca had done. So I thought that was quite yeah, appropriate. And then today, sorry, The one that I got is changing your mind. Well, I'm not going to go into that, but it made total sense to me what that was on about too. And the one 3 days ago, I can't exactly remember what it was now, but I know at the time it made sense to me. I sent it to a friend and said, "Oh, look what I got for the card today." That was quite appropriate. And they said, "Oh yeah, it is." So it's been a very good deck, that one too. So I've loved working with those. I have got 2 other new decks that I haven't shown yet what I have had, but because the last couple of days my eyes have been pretty temperamental, I haven't got around to showing them yet, but they will be shown over the next couple of days. But I wanted to get the June video up and out because we'll soon be July, and I like to get it out at the end of the month if I can. Not been able to do too much tarot wise because again of the eyes, but I did my first live this month and that was an experience, and I did some live readings on there. I did about an hour, so it wasn't bad for my first attempt, and I am hoping, and I do want to go on at least 3 times a week doing the lives, but again because of my eyes it's kind of stopped me being able to do too much. I'm hoping these new glasses from the opticians, when they come at the beginning of next week, what are just for me to use on the computer and the reading, will help. I'm hoping that these new drops that I'm taking help. Today I've got up and my eyes are not too bad. I'm using the new drops. They're not too bad at all really. I mean, I'm still having the stages where they close and what have you, but I'm not blinking and flickering as much as normal. And they don't feel quite as bad today, but then I have good days and bad days anyway, so it's hard to say if that's the drops, down to the drops, or whether it's down to me just having a good day. Tomorrow might be a shitty day. There's no tellings, there's no rhyme or reason. I can start off the day really well and by dinner time I can't open my eyes even. So yeah, so it's hard to say how that'll go, but hopefully they'll work because I'm desperate to do these lives. I really want to do these lives to connect with people and to do these readings online, because it helps me keep doing, you know, going with the readings, because I can't do no private readings at the minute, and I miss doing them because I do love doing readings for other people. So yeah, so other things what happened in June, let's have a look. Well, we had all this drama, what's been going on the last few days about community and what have you, and I hope that dies out with July, but somehow I don't think so, because all these videos are now going up about bullying, so that may not be finished with yet, which is a shame, because I was hoping people could learn from that and move on to better things, but sounds like it's probably not going to happen. And also, of course, I got my diagnosis for my eyes, which after 6-7 months of backwards and forwards to opticians, doctors and all the rest of it, in one way it's a relief to finally find out what is going on with them, but it wasn't the news that I wanted, and it's something that I am trying to get my head around, but as I only had the news on Thursday, it's quite a new diagnosis for me, and I'm trying to kind of find out and learn what the implications are going to be for me long term. If those didn't see the video yesterday that I put up, I have been diagnosed with blastrospasms. And another name for it is eye dystonia or something like that, but it's a neurological problem what affects the nerves around my eyes, making me constantly blink, flicker and close my eyes, all involuntary. None of it is, you know, done by me. It's just the nerves around my eyes involuntary do that. There isn't no cure. That is something that I'm going to have to try and cope with and control for the rest of my life. They do give you Botox around your eyes to try to help to calm them down, so fingers crossed that helps, and if nothing else I'll be wrinkle free around the eyes anyway. So there's lots of things that have gone on this month, lots of answers. And so, you know, another thing was that I did actually get, because I love Lenormand, and again, that's another deck I got this month. I've been really enjoying the Mystic Lenormand. I did pull myself some cards before I went to the opticians on Thursday, the hospital, sorry, on Thursday, and I do tend to pull the Lenormand quite a lot when I want straight answers. And it did say that the cards did say that I would finally, things would become, you know, I would become aware and things would turn out, you know, I would get my answers. The answers was going to be coming out and what have you. But then the last card, sort of what was going to, from this diagnosis, and it was a repetition card, so I knew that it was going to be something what was going to be a repetitive, because this has come up the whole time for these last 7 months, the repetition card, so I know that it's going to be an ongoing thing before I even got there. But I just was a bit surprised about the actual diagnosis, because it's not something I'd heard of or considered. And I do think when I'm been looking at the different things online and everything in the paperwork given me, that this is what's been the case from day one. It's just gone undiagnosed, and it's took the specialist to actually put a name to what's been going on. So, you know, on one hand I have got the closure, if you like, on what's going on with them, but it just wasn't the answer I would have really, but it could be worse. So, you know, it is what it is, and I've got to take what it is. Nothing else I can do about that. So yeah, so June has been one of those months where it's been better than some of the months I've had to deal with this eye problem, and it's helped being down the caravan because everything is such a confined space. I can move around. I've enjoyed working with the new decks that I've got, and I enjoy doing the live. There's just so much more that I want to do and want to get out there, that I'm really hoping the drops and the Botox, whenever that appointment comes, is going to help me to sort of get a more normal day-to-day life, because my life has changed so desperately since this all started with my eyes, and not for the better. It's been life-changing, and it's been debilitating, and even now I still can't read, and even now I still struggle to write for long periods of time. You know, and this is why I can't comment a lot on videos and whatever, but hopefully this will improve. Hopefully I'll get that appointment July, and hopefully I will start seeing improvement then and be able to get some kind of normality back. And I know it's not a cure, and I know I will still have issues and still struggle, but hopefully it'll ease the symptoms a little bit. So yeah, so that's my June, and that was a bit of a ramble, wasn't it? July, I don't know, I'm just going to have to take it as it comes. I shall continue to work with those tarots I mentioned, and these new 2 decks that I will be showing, I'll probably show one later today and one tomorrow or something. I'm really looking forward to working with, so there'll be ones that I work with in July, but I should continue working with the Triple Goddess because I love that deck, and I should continue to work with the Arcanum, and I'm so pleased to have my Joy de Viva back because I have missed that so much. It's unbelievable. I also brought down with me my cards I use for past life reading, so I'll probably do a past life reading at some point too. But yeah, thanks for listening to this ramble and my catch up of June, and I'll go into July with a bit more positivity that at least now I've got this diagnosis, I can move on and adapt to it, and put into place things that may help alleviate and relieve some of the symptoms that I experience, but will allow it to be not so debilitating. And oh, before I go, another thing I found this month, and I can't, I'm addicted, I just can't keep off it, Spotify. Oh, it's brilliant. I got it a couple of months ago for my daughter, because she loves music and she's always on her phone, so I got a monthly subscription to that, and you could upgrade from this monthly subscription for something like £5 a month to a family one where 6 people could have it. So we did that, and we've all got Spotify now on our phone, and I am addicted. I'm going through all of these music things. I've got from the 50s right up until present day, not many up-to-date ones because I'm not into up-to-date music, but people walking past the caravan must think, oh my god, what's going on there? Me singing along to the 50s and 60s is quite funny, I suppose. but give them a bit of a smile in the mornings. But yeah, there's the music blaring out and me singing along, but it's cheering me up, so yay to Spotify. I love it. So there we go. So that's my June, and I will speak to you all soon. I might be back later to do a walkthrough of that deck, one of the decks, because I'm going to wait for my twins to get out of their bed before we can go to the beach and go and get them dinner and whatever. But they're having a bit of a lay-in, teenagers. Speak to you soon. Bye.